Today I'll be unboxing the D23 2025 Gold Member Collector Set. They made a lot of changes with the Gold Member program this year. Last year it was $100 to be a Gold Member, but this year they broke that up into 3 different tiers. So the lowest tier is the Essential Plan, and that is $50 per year. And with this one, you get all the benefits that a Gold Member gets, like access to D23 events. You can get D23 merchandise like pins from the Disney store, and you also get the D23 magazine. It's a quarterly magazine, but just know that it's no longer a physical magazine. That ended in spring of 2025, so now it's digital only. So you have a D23 app, you go down to Disney23, and then you can read your magazine in there. And what's kind of cool is you can go all the way back to, I think it's 2009. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna check those out. And then you also get the basic welcome kit, which has the certificate, the card, a pin, a magnet, and there's a few other things in there too. So the next tier up is the Choice Plan, and this is $100 per year, and you get everything the Essential Plan has. So all that stuff I listed, you get that, and then you also get 1 premium item. So they do have 4 items to choose from, and you get to choose one of those items with your Choice Plan. And those items are the Disneyland Plaque. So this is the plaque that's up on the train tracks when you enter the park that says, "Here you leave today and enter a world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy." And you also get a really big Disneyland 70th anniversary book. So that's option 1. Option 2 is a D23 fan pack, which has a crossbody bag, a water bottle, and a hat. Option 3 is a pin set. So it's a 10-pin set. The pins feature different characters, different Disney characters, and then the one in the middle says D23, just the logo, which I think is pretty cool. And then the last option is a D23 Gold Member Spirit Jersey. So this one says D23 Gold Member and has Sorcerer and Mickey on it. So the last plan is the Complete Plan, and this one is $300 per year, and this includes everything the Essential Plan has, and then you get all 4 of those premium items. So if you're struggling to choose which item to get in the Choice Plan, you just go with this plan and you get all 4. So, okay, problem solved. So I chose to just stick with the $100 plan, which now is the Choice Plan. I just let it auto-renew. So I had the $100 Gold Member plan last year, and it auto-renewed into the $100 Choice Plan. So as far as the premium item that I selected, when I first saw these, I really like all of them. They're all good options, but I limited it down to 2, the plaque and the pins. And I originally wanted the plaque the most. And then I started thinking about it, and I know you can get these plaques on Etsy. You can choose various sizes, like little ones to big ones, and some of them look better than others. So since I know I could go get one of those, I decided to go with the pins because I don't know if they'll sell the pins separately. A lot of times in previous years, when it got towards the end of the year, they did sell any pin sets and stuff on the Disney store site. So I don't know if they're gonna do that again this year, so I decided to go with the pins. So kind of. So what ended up happening was my Gold membership renews in February. So I got an email in February that said, "Your D23 Gold membership has been renewed, yay!" And I was expecting it to say, "Sign into your account and choose which premium item you want to select." But it didn't say that. So I just went into my account anyway, and I saw the 4 items to choose, and I selected the pins. And then it said, if I remember right, it said something like, "Your selection has been processed for 2026. That's next year. So obviously, I was supposed to make this selection before the renewal, and I didn't do that. And then in June, I got an email that said, "Your D23 Gold Member Collector Set has shipped." And then it listed in there all the items, and it said, the plaque. So the plaque and the book. So that is what I have here today. So I will be showing you the Disneyland plaque and the 70th anniversary book. And I just want to let you know that I don't know how it works, but if your renewal date hasn't hit yet, be sure to go into the account and see if you can select what you want as far as these items. I don't know if that's how it works, but I do know for me in February, when I tried to select these items after the renewal, it was too late. So, and then my default item was just the plaque. I don't know if that's everybody's default item or if that was just my account's default item, but that's what I got here. So let's open this up and check it out. Okay, so we have our shipping box here. I just pulled the label off. So we're gonna go ahead and open this flap up, and then we can see the contents of the box. Got some bubble wrap over here. And let's go ahead and pull this whole thing out. And then you can see everything is just kind of in this little bundle. So there's something missing. If you've purchased the D23 Gold Member Collector sets or watch my videos unboxing them, there's something missing, and we'll talk about it at the end of the video. See if you can guess what's missing. So it looks like we just have to pull this off here. So here we have the D23 Gold Membership Kit, and this is the piece that every Gold Membership level gets. So even the Essential tier, the $50 plan, still gets this piece here. So we'll go ahead and open this up, and then you can see our membership card here. You can see the back of a pen. We have a pen and a Lorcana card. We have a magnet over here, and then our savings passport over here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the gold member thank you letter. This is from Michael Vargo, the head of D23, and it just goes on to talk about all the exciting things that are happening with the D23 membership. And then on the back, it tells you some of the things that you can do, fan-focused events, D23 premium collectibles, and gold membership essentials, and things like that. So you get that, and then you do get your D23 gold member certificate. So this is my 5th one. I don't know how they've changed over the years, but they kind of look similar. Now this does have Bob Iger's signature down here and Mickey Mouse. Very nice. And it's on a thick paper. And then the membership card. Let's pull this out here. So it says D23 Gold Member, and we have Stitch in the same. Everything looks like it's in that same style, the blue and the red, just like Sorcerer Mickey. And I'm not going to show the back of this because there's a bunch of information on there, but you get the membership card. And then next we'll take a look at the magnet. So the D23 Gold Member magnet this year is Goofy and Max. I do have a bunch of these, so very cool. I should get something in this room that's metal that I can put all these on instead of having them on the side of a refrigerator. So you do get the magnet there. Let's take a look at the pin. So this is the D23 Gold Member 2025 pin, and this one features Stitch. So that is the same design that's on the Gold Member card. It does have 2 pin posts here. Take a look at it, and it is a bit thinner than most Disney pins, right? When you take it off the card, you can feel it. It's like, oh, it's a little bit thinner. Still a nice pin. 2 pin posts, and it says D23 Gold Member. Nice. And then we do have a Lorcana card here. And this one is Iago from Aladdin. And it looks like it's got a shiny surface, so it's some type of foil card. I do have, I think the first 3 series of Lorcana cards, I was collecting those, and then they just started releasing so many new series, and I kind of lost track and stopped collecting them. And I don't play the game, so I don't pay any attention to the abilities and stuff for the playing card. I just like the artwork and stuff and just trying to collect the whole thing. So you do get this Lorcana card, and then you have the savings passport over here is the last thing in this little pack. So the savings card, I don't want to flip through every single thing, but I can put it on the screen so you can see all the different discounts you can get, because I know a lot of people are going to look at that $50 essential plan and think, well, maybe if I use one of these cards, $25 off, you're halfway there. So maybe there's some discounts in here that you can use that would save you, that would be worth spending the $50 on the essential plan. So you can look at that list and that might work for you. But that's all that's in this kit here. So we'll move this out of the way. And then we have the plaque. So I did already open this up. It's just in this box here. Has a little protective piece of paper here. And then we have the plaque. It says, "Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy." Very nice. And it's in very well protected. It's in this kind of sunk in cardboard here. Let's see, fits right in there. So that keeps it good during shipping, and it looks really nice. It's made out of, some type of plastic resin or something like that. But it looks like it's metal. Like if you had this above like a doorway or something, to your office, to your bedroom, to wherever, and you're not super up close to it, it looks like it could be made out of metal. Very nice. And it does already have a little picture hanger on there, so you can just put a little picture hanger hook into the wall and boom, you got this hanging up. So I'll have to find a place to put it in here. Or maybe I'll put it above the door onto this room. That'd be pretty cool. So very nice, very thick, kind of heavy too. Super cool there. And then the last thing we have, actually there's two things more. So this is the book, but before we go into that, inside the book, we have a replica of the memo for that plaque. And on the back, it talks about how this was the memo that Walt Disney himself, made notes on it. So you can see the original sign said, "Where you leave today and visit the world of fantasy yesterday and tomorrow." So he changed it to here and then moved fantasy to the end, which I think it sounds much better, because if you read it the old way, "Where you leave today and visit the world of fantasy yesterday and tomorrow." Pretty close, but doesn't sound as good as "Here you leave today and visit the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy." I like fantasy being at the end like that. So sign over entrance, tunnels at the main gate. Says the plaque, "Not ready for opening." And then I don't know what this is. Plaque is circled and there's a big question mark there or something. Not sure. Yeah, so that's cool. So you get the replica of this memo. So now we have the book. This is called The Happiest Place on Earth. And this is available to the public sometime in July, I believe. You can get it on Amazon, probably in the parks and other places. But it does have a different cover. So this is an exclusive D23 Gold member cover, it says right there. So that's kind of cool. And this book is awesome. I did flip through it, and there's a few things here I wanted to show you. And it is laid out in by the lands, basically, of Disneyland. So you kind of have a section where it talks about planning and designing Disneyland, and then it just goes through all the different things of all the lands: Main Street, Adventureland, New Orleans Square, Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. So lots of cool stuff in here. A lot of stuff about all the rides. And then I thought this was interesting with the maps. I love maps. So I should have marked this one. There we go. So this map here is one that most people have seen. I think you can buy this from people on Etsy or something, where you have this really old map of Disneyland. It's not completely accurate, but a lot of people think that's the first drawing, but it turns out that it's not. There's actually quite a few preliminary drawings in here. And this is one of them where you have the hub design. So your entrance is here, and Main Street, kind of a turning street there. And you have the hub, and then they just went through various changes. Like they got rid of the hub in this one, and then they brought the hub back right here. really big hub right there. So you can see here they moved the river over. So it's starting to look like the Disneyland that we know today. This one's even closer. So I thought that was pretty cool to read through all of that. And then there's lots of fun pictures like this one here, where you have the construction workers here. They're pouring the concrete or putting down brickwork or whatever's down there at Main Street. And you can see the castle in the background is still being built. Super cool. And then this is another great one here because you have Walt with a couple of kids, and then the castle is just under construction. Super nice. I love that. Love seeing those old pictures and things like this where it's like you can just pull your car up right to the curb in front of the train station. So that's really cool. And then, you go through all the different lands, and I thought, yeah, check out Pirates of the Caribbean. And this is really, really fun here because this is a little map. I was trying to figure this out. I'm like, well, your boat doesn't go through a pirate ship, but this is back when Pirates was going to be a walkthrough attraction. So you can see here that you start here and you get your ticket, and then the path takes you into the captain's cabin, and then you go off of the ship and you do some different things, and there's a battle scene over here, and then you exit kind of in the same area as the entrance. So that is really cool. And then here's a picture of the Mark Twain, the upper deck of Mark Twain getting built. Like I said, I'm skipping around. I'm barely showing you anything in this book. There's so much stuff in here. This is them trying to work out the path to the Peter Pan ride, like how it goes around the clock tower and it goes around the island. And you can see up here they're working on the floor, trying to figure out, let's go here, let's go this way. Very cool. Old picture of Storybook Land canal boats. I just love it. You look at it and you're like, oh, that's Storybook Land. And then you get more towards the sky and you're like, wow, there's like nothing out there. The trees just aren't growing in yet. There's another picture here of Tomorrowland, very similar, where it's just very empty. You've got Autopia out there and dirt, and then over this side you have a parking lot. So it's just very different before everything was grown in. But yeah, that's just scratching the surface on what this book has. So much cool stuff in here. So if you don't get this book as part of this D23 Gold Member Kit, definitely check it out when it's available in July for everyone. So that was the D23 2025 Gold Member Collector Set, or at least the version that I selected or didn't select. I don't know. It's kind of weird how things work out sometimes. So this was the item that I originally wanted, and then I kind of changed my mind into the pins, and then Disney said, no, you're getting the plaque. And then I said, okay, cool, because that's what I wanted anyway, right? So that's how things work sometimes. So the thing that I was talking about when I opened the shipping box and I said, do you see what's missing? Well, what's missing is the themed box, right? If you watch my videos or if you've collected these Gold Member Collector sets for quite a few years now, they usually come in a nice themed box. I really love the box from the Disney 100, the Mickey statue back here. That was a cool box. You could set that on a shelf and then put the Mickey statue on top and it would look really cool. And then there were some of the other ones in the past years that looked really nice too. So that's what's missing here. This was just the shipping box and then the items in their protective packaging. So in some ways I missed that. Like, where's the themed box? But in other ways, it's like, okay, cool. I don't need another box in my room, right? Because I have all 4 of those boxes from the last 4 years just over here in a closet. And they're empty boxes and they're sitting in a closet, and I couldn't throw them out because they're too nice, right? They look cool, Why throw out a cool box like that? Maybe I'll use it one day for something. So they're just sitting over here empty and taking up space. And the way that will probably work is whenever I move out of this house, who knows, 10 years, 20 years from now, I'll find these boxes and then throw them out. So that's not a great system. Just use space for 20 years and then throw them out. So I understand that not having the theme box is a cost-cutting decision, right? Because you don't have to design a box, you don't have to print the box, you don't have to make the box, you don't have to ship the box, which is heavier. So it is a cost-cutting decision, but at the same time, I kind of like it because now I don't have this box that I need to jam in this closet over here with the other boxes. So, you know, this is the way it worked this year. So that was the D23 collection that I chose. I'm hoping to still get the pins. I'm hoping that they do sell them on the Disney Store site sometime later this year. But if they don't, then I missed out on those. And that's okay because the plaque is awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.